So as we start our graffiti nickname drawing, the first thing we're going to do is come up with the nickname we want to use for our drawing. So write down nickname options, and then you're going to come up with 3 options that you could use for your nickname. The ones that I'm going to write down are Hanny, which I will explain in class. My initials could be another option. And then just a shortened version of my first name could be another option. After that, we're going to practice block and bubble letters. All graffiti starts as block or bubble letters. So we need to know how to do that first before we turn them into graffiti style letters. So first we'll do block. And block is letters that have volume. They have straight lines and have crisp edges, but they have to have volume. This is just a very basic block version of the word Hanny. And then what we're going to do is bubble. You can choose a different name to do in bubble letters, or you can just repeat the first name you did. So I'm repeating, and I am doing Hanny again. Bubble letters are chunky. They have rounded edges, and they look like bubbles. So no hard edges or lines. Everything should be rounded in some way, shape, or form. After you've practiced, we want to think of what we want behind our graffiti nickname. So I want you to list out some possible backgrounds. We'll make a big list as a class, but I want you to start by making 3 and then we'll compile them. So do you want brick? Do you want wood? Do you want like a glass or a fence? Really try and be creative and think of some different options for what your background is. And be specific with what material is going to be a part of your background. After that, we are going to be doing our rough draft. Now, most of you will probably do a landscape style direction, position, whatever you want to call it, because your letters are going to be longer than they are tall. So I turned my book to write graffiti rough draft. And then I like to draw a frame of here's the edge of my paper, here's where I want my letters to be. Before you draw your rough draft, we'll make sure that you have practiced wild style and throw up style lettering. You want your rough draft to be as detailed as possible. Then you can just transfer it over to your final paper. You'll see how I'm kind of sketching it. I don't need super hard lines right away. I'm sketching it out to kind of see where I want things to go. I kind of have a mix of bubble and wild style with the arrows on the end. That's from wild style. And then I add kind of an extra layer on the outside of my letters. Practice different things. If you end up doing more than one rough draft, that's completely fine, but you need to photograph and turn in at least one rough draft example. Think about if you want to add drips or bits, which we will go over. You'll see those in wild style. Drips you can add in if you want. Completely up to you. You can add different things that not necessarily drips. There's really no right or wrong answer for what you do add. So I added drips on mine, and then I will eventually add some bits later on. For your background, what is it that you decided to go with? So I did bricks, as you saw on my finished example, and I put those in the background. I do not need you to do the whole background in bricks, just a little bit of what you're choosing, and write a comment down. There you go.